Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What? Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Raw Recap, brought to you by the Smacked Raw Podcast. I am your host, Katie Baby.
Baby.
Why was that so demonic?
I started worshiping the devil the last few days.
Oh, congrats. I'm very
So-
proud of you.
I found religion in Satan. Just kidding.
My
I don't know why.
co-host, Kevin Crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ.
Born again Satanist.
Oh my god. Kevin, how are you?
Just kidding. I'm doing great. I'm I didn't have a great day because my head was being a real dickhead. I had a sinus headache that was making me want to fucking die. But you know what? I napped it away. Now I feel fine.
Naps are the cure for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for acetaminophen too really helped, but
No, it was the nap. The nap did it.
yeah, probably.
I looked at the stream and I got distracted. Damn
But
you,
yeah,
Kyle.
spread demon art. Vince is.
Ah! I was doing well. Okay, I'll bring it up. Typically,
Yep.
Kyle and I do the Raw Recap Tuesday mornings. Kyle's driving back from Maine, so he gets Raw off. So me and Kev stepped up. We're gonna knock it out of the park, right, Kev?
Absolutely, because we always do.
Debatable, but
It's really debatable.
Yeah.
It's debatable why Kyle gets to host all the time. No, just kidding.
actually, thinking about it, he hosts 2 shows, I host 2 shows. So he doesn't even host that much more than I do.
Yeah.
So you're just dramatic.
No, he doesn't. You're right. I'm just being a dick. What can I say?
It's your specialty. But I want to say hi to everyone in the chat because we are currently live on twitch.tv/putting you over. You can find us live Monday, Tuesday morning, sometimes. Wednesday, Friday, the occasional Saturday or Sunday, depending on the pay-per-views. You can find the video form of the podcast up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/smackdrawpodcast. Hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a new video. Subscribe because we are on the way to 200 subscribers.
200, baby.
200.
The big 2-0.
If you like to listen to your podcast, we have the audio form up on a plethora of podcast platforms. Download it because that's what people do who listen to podcasts. I don't know. I watch them, so I don't actually know.
Hey, man. Whatever you got to do to hear my voice, do it. Or see this glorious beard.
Stop. Please.
I told, I'm just saying.
Anyways, we kind of are the exclusive recap for Wrestling News World. We haven't been on the website for a while. Hunt down Thomas Fenton to give Kyle the information so we can get back on the website. But regardless,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
check out the website, make it home for every wrestling news, wants, and needs. Check out their articles, their podcasts, their premium content, all that jazz.
Jazz.
Kev, you know what to do. Where can they go to help support us?
You can go to your bank, get into your bank account and send us money. But of course, we'll give you something for that money. We got you with beautiful t-shirts.
Tell them where to go, Kevin.
I did. I'll get there. Like, Let me work my magic,
No,
Katie.
go ahead. Go ahead.
You're
Go ahead.
you're ruining it.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
All right. So after you go to your bank account and get your money, go to www.patreon.com/MacRaw podcast because Katie just won't let me just talk about things that are cooler than this corporate bullshit. Anyway, get this shirt, get some stickers, get some unpopular wrestling. Look at that. Yeah, see? Katie's a Satanist too. Look at that. You can get your ass on our podcast if we ever do an unpopular wrestling opinion show ever again, and we can tell you what a dumbass you are. You can get exclusive sneak peeks to shit we're doing sometimes. Get yourself put over on our goddamn show. We will advertise you too, man. We do all sorts of stuff. We're here for you, you know. So, like I said, step 1, bank account. Step 2, go to the Patreon. Step 3, we'll take your money and then we'll give you stuff. It's really pretty simple, and I think you all should do it.
I feel like every week your Patreon pitch gets longer and more complex.
Well, yeah. It's an unscripted promo. Isn't that what people like?
Oh my god. Yeah, that's something else, Kev. I'm very proud of you.
Kevin taking the scene route for the Patreon plug. It's Vince said.
Oh god. All right, let's
Jeez.
let's talk about
Anyway,
Raw.
now that I've alienated all of our listeners and watchers,
yeah, I love doing recaps with you. Raw started with a moment of bliss.
yes.
Randy Orton was Alexa Bliss's guest. The set for Moment of Bliss changed. She had like the yellow seats. She had that doll in a cage. That was kind of weird.
Yeah,
a little
I
bit.
liked it.
I mean, I did too, but it was a little weird. Because
No,
it kind of looked like her.
Yeah, it kind of did, but it fits though. You know, I like with you know what she's doing with Bray Wyatt. All that creepy shit like that is perfect. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's very fitting for Bliss. Like, she's very good at playing the childlike Mr. Rogers character and then creepy Bliss.
I love it. I think this is the best Alexa Bliss has ever been.
I agree 100%.
Probably.
100% agree. So Randy Orton comes out and, you know, she's basically just like, why do you think, like, the Fiend's, like, coming after you? And he's like, well, you don't know the Fiend. Well, he knows Bray Wyatt, like, more than Alexa Bliss knows Bray Wyatt, because he literally burned down Bray Wyatt's favorite place because he's an arsonist.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, he did do that.
He did do that. Because that was Bray Wyatt's weakness, and that's basically Randy just keeps talking about he found Bray Wyatt's weakness. He literally burned it to the ground. Now he needs to find the Fiend's weakness, and he looks at Alexa Bliss. He's like, and I think I found it. And then the lights start slowly going out, and Alexa Bliss is like, well, who's manipulating who in this situation? And the lights fully go out. Fiend music, creepy screams. The Fiend is on one side of the ring. Alexa Bliss is being cradled in the arms of Randy Orton on the other. And the Fiend is begging.
That was kind of strange.
Yeah, why? I mean,
I didn't quite get that. Why she was like in Randy Orton's arms. That was strange.
Yeah, I mean, that was I didn't expect it. I really wanted him to hit her with an RKO. Really wanted to.
Oh, that would have been dope. That would have been dope.
I would have appreciated it, but it's fine. But we saw the Fiend basically begging and like kind of looking scared. He wanted Alexa Bliss back, and as Randy
Yeah.
hands her to him, he slithers out of the ring, and he's like, he said like who's playing with who or something. I don't know. Who's laughing now? That's what he said. Who's laughing now?
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? Like the Fiend and Randy right now.
I like it. I'm really into it. I like that they're using Alexa Bliss kind of in that way too, you know? Cuz it's not like she's like the damsel in distress. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like the Fiend Bray Wyatt's kind of like her knight in shining armor. It's more like she's like she's stirring the pot just as much as he is, as much as Bray Wyatt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And um so I'm really really into it because like even like when the tables are on the other well when the shoe is on the other foot if you will, the tables are turned, like with Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross, it feels almost like Bray the Fiend is kind of doing the same thing that like Alexa's doing with this feud, you know, the Randy Orton, like they're kind of window dressing that helps, you know, move it along, but it's not like I said, like Alexa's not that normal woman role that's easy to put her in this particular storyline, you know?
No, I know what you're saying. I mean,
And I appreciate that.
I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter like right after this. They were like, "Well, maybe Bliss is just manipulating them both."
She was definitely manipulating Randy Orton. Like
100%.
she was in control of that situation the whole time. You know, that's what I thought was dope. You know, like Randy Orton didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was scared, you know.
I mean, she may be 5 feet of fury, but that's a lot of fury in a tiny little body.
Hell yeah. Plus she's creepy as fuck right now, you know? So like I'm more afraid of her than I am Randy Orton. I mean, I know Randy Orton would probably be able to kick my ass a lot more than Alexa Bliss, but I feel like Alexa Bliss would kick my ass and then like put me in a cage or something, you know, and then like fucking belittle me or turn me into her slave or something without me like even realizing it, you know?
Oh my god, I didn't. I didn't expect you to say any of that, but all right.
What did you think I meant by that? Like,
I, you know what? With you, Kevin, I don't know a lot of the time, but it's fine.
listen, I wasn't trying to take it into any sort of R-rated territory or X-rated territory, if you will. I mean, who knows? Maybe Alexa Bliss gets down like that. Maybe she is a freak. I don't know. I
All right,
mostly
we're
meant
end. We're
like
no, no,
I
no.
mostly I mostly meant like she would you know,
Jesus.
I would do her bidding and not even realize it, you know? Like she has that kind of mental power to just control people.
Yeah,
Randy Orton does not. He
no,
thinks he does. He thinks he does, but he doesn't.
you're right. He doesn't. So next we had the third ever sympathy of no symphony, not symphony. Jesus, symphony of destruction match. Elias taking on Jeff Hardy. Listen, best thing about this entire match was in the beginning. R-Truth was hiding in the piano.
Oh my god, I laughed so goddamn hard. That was so good.
That was the best part of this match, hands down.
That was the perfect R-Truth moment. It was a perfect like his face when it was Elias that opened it. It was just like it was perfect. It was just so perfect.
Oh, it was so
And
funny.
then Elias and Hardy beating up all the 24/7 train, if you will, that like ran after Truth was really good too, I thought.
Yeah, so Elias lays out Grand Metalik and
Yeah.
then lays out Lince Dorado with a guitar, and then Jeff Hardy lays out Drew Gulak, and then
Gave
hits
gave him
Drew
a
Gulak with a guitar.
nasty. Gave Drew Gulak a nasty back body drop. I thought it was like it was smooth as fuck too, because Hardy was like on his knees almost, and then all of a sudden he like popped up, and Drew Gulak was like way up in the air. It was beautiful.
It was quite beautiful.
Yeah.
It was a good 24/7 glimpse.
Oh
Also,
yeah. Oh,
there was
absolutely.
no title change for the 24/7 title tonight.
Right. Right.
Wow.
That was surprising.
Good job,
Where's
Truth.
Where's the gobbledygooker? We need him back.
Stop it. Get out of here. But anyway, other interesting stuff that happened in this match besides the 24/7 title being included, kind of. Elias puts guitar picks in between his fingers, kind of like Wolverine, and just starts punching Jeff Hardy in the head and the face. No need for that. It's a little aggressive.
Yeah.
He does the shave and haircut, the buttons like kind of thing on Jeff Hardy with the drumsticks.
That was awesome. I appreciated that.
That yeah, they were very unique with a lot of the stuff they did. At one point, Jeff Hardy goes for Whisper of the Wind, and Elias just nails him in the freaking tailbone with a guitar.
Yep.
I think I got the wind knocked out of me just watching that happen.
Oh yeah. Some of those strikes that Elias got on Hardy when he was like jumping and shit were brutal. They were brutal, man. Like that one. There's a couple other ones like really early on in the match. I can't remember what it was that happened, but like Elias caught him right in the face with a knee, and
Hardy was trying to run off the steps with a violin.
There, yeah, that's right.
And he just eats a knee to the face.
Yeah.
Also, something I found was interesting and very confusing. Again, WWE not knowing their own rules. There was a rope break.
Yeah, that was strange.
It's a no DQ match. That's not what that means.
I just kind of take it for whatever. If it happens, it happens. I mean, because sometimes in those matches, yeah, they'll call it out and be like, "There are no rules," but sometimes, you never know. You don't know until it happens. If it happens in the match, mostly.
They're just very loose with their rules.
Mm-hmm. You're totally right.
I'm not even gonna get into how many times they've done a rule for one match and then not the other. Anyways, Elias basically tried to stab Jeff Hardy with the end of a guitar. Let's talk about that.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, because then he got goddamn electrocuted.
He did get electrocuted.
Elias did.
Because he stabbed a speaker.
He sold the shit out of that too, man. Like, holy crap, that was hilarious.
I definitely didn't expect to see someone get electrocuted on Monday Night Raw, but we've seen way stranger things happen.
Yep.
At the end of this match, there was a table set up with like a bunch of small violins, ukuleles, and such. Hardy,
every stringed instrument you could possibly think of, basically,
but tiny ones.
I know.
But tiny stringed instruments. Hardy lays Elias on the table, puts the tiny stringed instruments on Elias, and goes to basically the post and hits a swanton through the table, but Hardy's head bounces off of the bottom steel step. I almost threw up. I was like, hey, that's not okay.
No, that looked nasty. I hope Hardy's actually like okay after that. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he has a concussion. Honestly, that looked nasty.
But
it was a dope swanton bomb, though, man. Other than the fact that he almost died at the end of it, so.
Yeah, that like the ref like immediately was like, "Are you okay?" And like I think
Yeah.
I saw Jeff go like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But like, are you though?
I bet he's not right now. I imagine he's probably at the hospital getting checked out.
Yeah, if anything, that's a concussion right then and there.
Oh, for sure.
I'll be
Oh yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
surprised if he doesn't have a concussion. Like pleasantly
Oh, me too.
surprised. I'll
Me
be
too.
like, well, thank God, he's okay.
Yeah.
But like, damn,
No, but I
dude,
mean, like, no, I hear you. It was, yeah, because they didn't like even show a replay of it or anything either. So that's how you know that it was like, because
bad.
that was a big spot, because Swanton Bomb was, like I said, it was a really awesome Swanton Bomb. Just not quite a great finish,
I
scary finish.
I think if the table was in a different position, not
Yeah,
just right against the stairs,
that's probably true. That was probably a poor decision.
poor decision. Very poor decision. Placement of the table next to the stairs. But Hardy wins, and he's playing the tambourine as he's walking away.
Yeah, he looked fine. Like he because usually dudes that that get a concussion like that, they're kind of wobbly and stuff. He wasn't at all. So maybe he's not. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
I don't know. I
Maybe
mean,
it just looked worse than what it was. That's the thing that's strange about concussions, though, too, man. Because like sometimes you see a dude get like hit their head like that, and you're like, oh my god, how didn't he die? And then sometimes you see a guy like bump their head on the turnbuckle, and they're out for 2 months, and you're like, how did that even like what the hell,
I think it's. I mean, I've never had a concussion. I've cracked my head open, but I've never had a concussion. I think it's probably the placement as to where you get hit.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. I have no idea.
Well, from my understanding, like, because I watch a lot of NFL football or whatever, and a lot of linemen, offensive, defensive linemen, will get concussions because I mean, obviously they're running into each other. They're humongous men, and it's because the like, um, their head will snap real quick, and it's when your brain will like bash into your skull from the inside. So like and yeah, so that's what I know about him.
You know more about them than I do.
There you go.
Uh, let's talk about Keith Lee just warming up for his triple threat match, and
Hmm.
Riddle just struts on up. He's like, imagine if one of us becomes champ. I mean, you had your chance, you couldn't do it. I've never had my opportunity. Blah blah blah. He literally just keeps talking, and
Yep.
like the camera zooms into him, and it zooms back out, and Keith Lee's just
Keith Lee's
gone.
gone. It was awesome.
I
That I
mean,
mean,
okay.
that's perfect Matt Riddle. That's perfect Matt Riddle. Just being a dumb stoner guy talking about stuff nobody cares about. I can relate. I mean, how many conversations have we had about, blue cheese and stuff,
Don't even start. Don't even bring that up
Blue
in this podcast. How dare you?
cheese.
And I mean, we might as well just talk about the the other time Riddle went to his other opponent later in the night. He went to AJ backstage,
Yeah.
and he's talking to Omis, which is AJ's associate, which they're talking about
Yeah.
how Riddle's rabbit is named Skipper and how AJ's cute as a button. And it's just
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. The thing about it is that like Riddle's delivery on that stuff is just perfect because he just says it like you're just like, of course he would say something like that,
yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's awesome.
Riddle's just Riddle had a lot of backstage stuff, but I'll get to his other backstage segment later. Um, so back to the beginning of the night, Mustafa Ali still wants Ricochet in Retribution, even though Ricochet has said, "No, I don't wanna. No, I'm good. No, thank you." I basically just wants to beat the brakes off Mustafa Ali, which I get. Ali's basically saying, that the same things that are happening to you has happened to all of us in Retribution, which leads to Ricochet taking on Slapjack, aka Shane Thorne.
Yep.
Obviously, Ricochet has to deal with Ali on the outside, and then the T-Bar and Mace come down. He has to deal with them. At one point, towards the end of the match, Dana Brooke comes out, turns Mustafa Ali around. He's like, "What the hell are you doing out here?" She slaps the taste out of his mouth, and she's like,
She really did.
"You want like, where is she? Tell her to come find me." Talking about reckoning,
Yeah.
because 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, Reckoning took Dana Brooke out of Survivor Series. So,
And did oh no, she didn't beat up Mandy Rose.
mm-mm.
Or did no, that happened at the match. I thought she beat up Mandy Rose too. Nah, that's right. Okay.
Nah, she just threw Dana Brooke in a bunch of stuff backstage 2 weeks ago, causing
Yeah,
Dana
yeah,
to miss
yeah.
Survivor Series. But back to Ricochet taking on Slapjack. Ali ends up getting on the apron after Dana Brooke kind of disappears after she slaps him, and Slapjack hits his finisher. I don't even know what it is because I don't think he's ever hit it, and he pins Ricochet.
Yeah.
Like, what? Where do you think this goes with Ricochet and Retribution?
I have no fucking idea. Like, here's the thing. I think I said it in the chat. Like, I don't understand where Retribution is going at all. Like, I don't. And the thing that sucks about that is that like a faction like that is totally right up my alley. They're like, the rebellious. We're gonna take on the corporate giant of WWE. Blah 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 blah. All that stuff. That all resonates with me. You know what I mean? Like, I really like that. And then like they're begging Ricochet to join, and it's like, why don't you just move on, or just like, it was like, why is he so goddamn important to be in your group? Like, what? And not only, like, he clearly doesn't want to, like, what the. I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean,
It's and just the shit that's been going on with them, generally speaking, like the stuff with I liked when they were putting them up against like the Hurt Business and stuff, but then it was like, okay, you know, like I felt like that was rushed and just completely like glossed over, and it could have been a cooler rivalry, I thought.
it
And
was it
now
was
it's just like, okay,
lackluster.
yeah, exactly. And now I'm just like, okay, Retribution, like, because like I like when they first came out, I was like, holy shit. Like, I was really intrigued, and then there's been a couple times like I thought it was cool that Ali became the leader, and he's
Hmm.
been dope. But beyond like a couple moments, I'm just like, bro, I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me, dog. I think what needs to happen is get rid of the nicknames. We know who they are.
Yeah, that's also stupid.
I mean, take off the mask, keep the face paint. Face paint's kind of cool. But like
Yeah.
take off the Bane masks and like give them actual like stories. Give them something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, like Ali and Retribution versus like Ricochet is good, but that's all they really have.
Plus, like, the story that they even have with that is, it feels like it's been played out, because like I said, it's like Ricochet doesn't want to join, and they keep begging him to join, and they keep beating him up, and he keeps winning matches against them. I mean, except for like tonight, and it's like, where is this going? Like, I
Well,
need something
actually,
better than
he lost to
than
Ali last week too.
Oh, he did. That's right. My bad.
He beat Jeff Hardy on main event, which even saying that sentence is odd.
That's weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, the only reason I know that is because when they were doing the promo stuff for the Symphony of Destruction, Elias came out during that match and distracted Jeff Hardy, allowing Ricochet to roll him up.
Okay. I guess I didn't even hear that.
It's the only reason I know that. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens with Retribution.
I'm hopeful because, like I said, it's something that really resonates with me, and I want it to work. It just isn't right now.
It's again, it's a no for me, dog. It's
Yeah, it really is, which is too bad.
They had potential in the beginning, but now here we are.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that's they had potential in the beginning, but here we are. ... That's about.
They
That's
had
my
us in the
feelings
first.
on
I
it.
ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's perfect. Oh my god.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I really like that.
Thank you. I'm good sometimes at this. Only sometimes.
I won't tell anybody. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you're not gonna tell anyone who's watching live or anyone who watches the video or the
Nah.
recording. All right, well,
Your secret's safe with me. Don't worry. You're good
the
sometimes.
goddamn worst. Let's talk about Ms. TV.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Miz and Morrison. Two of the
it doesn't
most
get much better.
obnoxious MFers. But like it works, but then it doesn't work sometimes. Like some things hit, others don't.
I don't know. I love it, man. I haven't really seen anything from them that I didn't like. I wish they would wrestle a little bit more often, honestly. But like, holy crap, man, they are funny as shit together. I love it.
I mean, maybe because they've been friends for so long, like real life friends.
Yeah. Right.
So it's Miz's show. Miz's guest is Sheamus, because they have a tag match, which is the main event. It's Miz and Morrison taking on Sheamus and his friend, WWE Champion Drew McIntyre. Sheamus comes out and they're like, "Oh, this is a friendly interview. We don't like nothing's gonna go wrong here." Sheamus is like, "Listen, cut the shit. I know you don't want to talk about me. Let's talk about this." And Miz is like, "Well, you're right. We don't want to talk about you. We want to know more about your friend, Drew McIntyre." Basically saying Sheamus got nothing in return for giving Drew the sword and like the trunk of his ancestors.
Trunk of his ancestors.
I don't know how else to describe it.
There's just like dead Scots in the box.
No.
Skeleton of his great grandpa.
Stop.
Shit.
No. Like his kilt, and I don't even know what else was in said trunk. We just see the kilt and then the sword.
Yeah, I know, because the sword wasn't in there, obviously, because he handed it to him.
Yeah. So. Imagine that. He just pulls it out, like, just like a...
that would be awesome.
Oh my god. But, anyways, Sheamus is like, "No, see, we're real friends. I didn't expect anything in return." And Miz is like, "Well, when Drew won the title, you should have been the first one to get a title shot. Because when I win the title, Morrison gets the first shot." And I was like,
yeah.
Will he, though? Y'all are going to break up as soon as Miz becomes
champ.
champ.
I didn't buy that for a second, so I'm right there with you.
Oh god, I lost my name.
By the way, Kyle, I'm sorry you can't make it to Rochester. That sucks, man. It would have been fun to hang.
That was
get some sleep.
So long ago. Yeah, Kyle,
yeah, I know.
Some
But
sleep.
he just said he was.
We love you too.
We love you too. Oh, we said it at the same time.
Oh, so
you
cute.
Owe me a Coke now.
Go to hell. Go to hell, Kevin.
Cute as AJ Styles. We are.
No. Miz is like.
No. You think AJ Styles is cute?
What? What can I
You
just
think
talk?
AJ Styles is cuter than us?
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked.
Yeah, AJ's a cute guy.
I'm confused. Anyway, go
Let's just
ahead.
continue. Oh my god.
Yeah. Moving on.
Miz calls out Sheamus. He's like, when's the last time you were champ? 5 years ago, for a whole 2 months. And he's like, your career's been a joke. And Sheamus like, oh, so you want to talk about my career? That's disrespectful. He's like, well, you talk, I back it up. Clocks Miz right in the mouth. Starts hitting Sheamus, or Morrison. And then Miz comes out with the briefcase. Just hits him a few times. Just a few. In the back.
Yeah.
And no, Drew McIntyre did not come out. Help his friend.
Nope.
Disrespectful.
It was. I'll tell you this though, man. The Miz went fucking hard on Sheamus. Like I felt kind of bad for him. I was like, holy shit, Miz is not messing around, man.
He popped the briefcase open. That's how hard he was hitting him.
Well, yeah, that, but I mean, like what he was saying about his career
that-
being a joke and shit. I was like, whew. But yeah, then he beat the shit out of him with the goddamn briefcase too. Like it was dented and shit even later on during their match when he brought it out. I don't know if you noticed that, but yeah, he popped it open and he put the contract back in. It was hilarious.
I didn't even realize it like popped open or anything. But I mean,
yeah.
And then there's a match in between this, but it shows Sheamus backstage, and Drew walks up to him just like all happy and chipper, like one of his best friends didn't just get the shit beat out of him, basically. And Sheamus is like, well, where were you? Like, why didn't you come out? Yeah. And Drew's like, no, I know you. You're fine. Like, you had it. He's like, you're a good.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you're good. It's all good. Don't worry. And like he like starts hyping Sheamus up for their match later. And Sheamus is like, oh, this is just the appetizer. Like, okay. You want some more. We'll
yeah, it was weird. Like somehow Drew like mind fucked him into believing that was a good experience.
Yeah.
It was weird.
You know what's weird?
What's weird?
The team of Asuka and Lana.
Yeah, but I love it for some reason. I love it. Lana is so goddamn easy to root for right now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I love it. I fucking love it.
I mean, this is basically a rematch from last week. So Asuka and Lana taking on the women's tag team champs, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Before Shayna and Nia go out, they're interviewed real quick and saying last week was a fluke. Lana's like not a threat. Shayna says, well, we lost because you didn't put Lana through your table. And Nia's like, well, you got pinned. So we're starting to see this distension, just the tension again between them, which is, I mean, I like it better when they both were just like, no, we hate everybody. I kind of hate you, but not as much as I hate everybody else. And they were kind of on the same page.
Yeah. No, I like that too, but you knew that wasn't gonna last.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like they've been champs now for a minute, you know, and they've had as far as I'm concerned, since the belts have the women tags belts have been in existence, they've been the best champs, you know. It's done more for them than it did for any of the other women. I mean, it was really cool to see Sasha and Bailey be the first champs, you know, because it was their baby basically, you know, from what I understand. You know, so that was cool, but like it was the team that I didn't know that I wanted that worked so fucking well. You know, I'm not saying that I'm over it yet, but like it's gonna be cool when they turn on each other too, you know. So
yeah, because they're two very strong women, and it's not a very big division right now.
No, especially on Raw, you know.
Especially on Raw. So, I mean, this match, there was a few obvious botches in the beginning. I mean, obviously I gotta talk about it because that's a cat. Because it's been all over Twitter where Lana just immediately pulls down the middle rope, and then Nia's like, "Oh, okay," and then runs and just goes through the rope. Please tell me you saw this.
Oh yeah, it was bad. It
It was
wasn't
a
it
little
wasn't
bad, a little
good.
bad. And like so that's just been all over Twitter. Which I mean, I kind of feel bad for Lana because she has been doing very well
Yeah,
recently. But I mean, she got the win.
she did.
She pinned
Uh,
Shayna.
the thing is that like, and maybe people will crucify me for this, but I don't really mind the botches with Lana. It almost kind of endears me to her more, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like the big reason to root for her is because obviously she's like the big underdog, like whenever she's out there.
Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm terrible, but I'm trying my best. So like,
I'm trying.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's not believable that she would beat either one of any of the women that she was in the ring with, even her partner, obviously, ever, right now. But like, it doesn't feel like she doesn't belong. I don't. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, it's an interesting situation to explain because you have people who say she doesn't belong in the division. She's not good. She's this. She's that. She's whatever. But then you have other people saying no, like she's trying. She's shown that she's gotten better. She's this. She's that. And
Well, as far as I'm concerned, after getting thrown through a table like 10 times or whatever, how many times it was,
9 times.
like every 9 weeks in a row, like you deserve to be put over a little anyway, even if you fucking suck, because that's paying your goddamn dues as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, she got put through a table 9 out of 10 weeks.
And then Baszler, like we said earlier, blamed Nia Jax for losing the match because she didn't put her through a table. So, you know,
Bunch of shenanigans.
yeah. So
Deep.
I mean, I get the criticisms about her because I mean she's not as good as those other ladies. She just isn't. I mean those, especially like Asuka and Shayna Baszler. I mean there are like two of the probably top 10 women in wrestling right now. They're really really good.
Mhm.
I mean, and Lana's kind of just Lana, but like
What are you talking about?
she's
Lana is the best. Lana #1.
I'm into it. But then again, man, I like everything. So
Positive Patty.
yeah.
That's you.
Yep.
You know what I love?
What do you love?
Xavier Woods.
Yeah, I love him too. Up, up, down, down.
Up, up, down, down. He's the new. He's gonna be the new host for the revamping of G4.
That's really cool. Great choice too, man. He'll be perfect for that.
He wants to be future King of the Ring, which I still
Yeah.
love. So he has a match with Cedric Alexander, but before that match even starts, they do a dream sequence, if you will, about the 3 times the Hurt Business has lost the titles in 2 weeks, or lost a chance to, or no, an opportunity at the titles. Basically, like they had the match, they lost 3 times, and then the Hurt Business comes out, MVPs, like the word dream and nightmare was just a common theme throughout both promos.
Yep.
Cedric was on some shit. He like slid in the ring, got in their face. He's like, "I'm about to make your dream a nightmare." Like gets in Woods'
Bro.
face. Like, calm down.
Yeah. He he was angry.
Yeah, I mean, this match, fantastic. Like these
Oh, it
two
was
guys
great.
can go.
Mm-hmm.
I have been saying it from the jump. Xavier Woods is so underrated.
Mm-hmm.
And like I like that he gets a chance to shine like this, especially after he was injured for so long and he was gone for
Yep.
like a year.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic, like I said, fantastic match. A lot of back and forth. Um, Alexander
I feel like Cedric Alexander's underrated too. I mean, since he's been in the Hurt business, I think he's been a lot better, getting a better push. But like before that,
I mean, he was a cruiserweight champion. People
oh,
forget
was
that.
he?
I think so.
I didn't even know that.
I think so. I need someone to double check
I,
me.
I I'm not surprised by it. He would deserve it.
I think he beat Ali
Was
at
that like when it was still
WrestleMania.
like on just 205 Live or whatever?
I think so.
Maybe right. I honestly don't remember.
I don't know. I need someone in the chat. Tell me if Cedric Alexander has been champ, and did he beat Mustafa Ali for it at WrestleMania? Because I think that's what happened. Somebody tell me. I'm gonna keep talking, and I'll keep checking back. So Alexander focuses on Xavier's back like the entire time, and at one point Alexander goes for a dive on the outside. Woods dodges it, throws him into the barricade,
Yeah.
and then
Nasty.
throws Cedric back in the ring. And as Woods is taking his sweet time getting back in because his back is obviously messed up, brutal lumbar check. Cedric pins Xavier. 1, 2, 3. Gets so hyped.
Oh my god. You would have thought he won the main event at WrestleMania or some shit. He was losing his mind. I mean, it was funny and I liked it, but
Well, like, MVP and Shelton come in the ring to, like, celebrate with him, and he's, like, already halfway up the ramp. He's talking to himself, he's muttering,
Yep.
he's like, yeah, yes. Like,
Told you we were the best or shit
yeah,
like
like,
that. It was
aggressive, and
yeah.
Shelton and MVP are just like, what the fuck? Like, is this kid okay?
Yeah, chill out, bro. Take it easy.
Aha! Thank you, Savannah. He won it at Mania
Yeah.
34. Yes.
Okay, so that was when I like right before I started getting back into wrestling. Honestly,
It was
like
I highly
I
recommend
think
going back to watch that match. It's very good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it was what probably early 2018. Money in the Bank 2018 is when I really that's when I started watching
Wow.
again after 20 years. So
Jesus.
like literally like because I actually I was watching some old wrestling over the weekend and shit. The stuff that I watched when I was a kid and stuff. I was like, oh, Jesus, man, I did miss out on a lot of stuff. Because it was like 2000 was probably the last year that I ever was watching like on a regular basis. But I watched like a lot, like when I was younger than that too. Like I remember seeing, Bret Hart being like the face of the company and shit, and that like he was one of my first loves in wrestling. Honestly, was Bret the Hitman Hart.
I bet you love that he does our intro.
Dude, when we first heard about, I popped so fucking hard, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I made it. I'm fucking famous now. I couldn't even believe it.
For the people who don't know, do you know the story of how we got Bret Hart to do the intro?
Mm-hmm.
Just briefly explain it.
Well, from what I understand, old friend of ours, Colin, was at a meet and greet with to see Bret Hart. Like he met him a while ago, and from what I understand, he nervously just asked him, "Hey, would you plug our podcast?" And Bret Hart just like agreed apparently, and that's how it happened.
Iconic.
Huh?
I said iconic. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I wouldn't have had the balls to do that. Jesus Christ.
Oh man. I don't remember how long it was. One of the first, like when I first started the show, we were talking about getting someone, if someone had a cameo to do the intro, but I can't remember who now. Me, you, and Kyle
Oh,
were
I
talking
remember that.
about it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Because he was messing around on there and he found some dude that was like super cheap and he was like, "This dude fucking rules." We was like, "Okay."
Well, because
Yeah.
someone said like a country artist in the chat. Oh
I didn't know that.
man, I'm gonna
I
have to.
remember. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember who it was.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to think. I'm not gonna remember though. It's fine. Whatever. I'll figure it out later. Let's talk about the sudden death triple threat match to become number one
Banger.
contender for uh Drew McIntyre's WWE Championship. Is Keith Lee taking on AJ Styles, taking on Riddle. This match was awesome.
Oh yeah, this was the best match of the night.
I would
Easily,
agree.
easily. Uh,
Easily.
I mean, I bet it's probably going to be the best match of the week of all the wrestling. Really, wouldn't surprise me. Like it was really really good. I mean, I kind of forgot what a powerhouse. I mean, it's hard to forget, but Keith Lee, man. I mean, when's the last time we really saw him like go in a long match like this? You know.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And I mean, I want to see more Keith Lee. I mean, Jesus, I forgot how much I love Keith Lee. And with that new entrance music, it's like, I mean, it's not as good as Basket My Glory, but so much better than the shitty music he had before.
How many times has Keith Lee changed music? I believe 3. So he had
Yeah.
Bask in His Glory, and then that shitty remix, and now he has this one.
Well, at least this one like fits who he is. Like the other one was just like WWE create a superstar generic music, you know?
Yeah,
And it just it's just dumb.
yeah, it was awful. But like Keith Lee dominated about 80% of this match.
Yep.
The majority of it ended up being like just a one-on-one between him and Riddle, because every time AJ would get in the ring, he would just get hit with something and then just roll out.
Pretty much.
Like for example, Lee used Riddle as a weapon and
He
hit
did.
AJ. But the something I also did love, I think AJ goes for like a crossbody or something and hits Lee and goes for the pin, and Lee just pushes him, and AJ lands on top of Riddle for a pin.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was brilliant. That was such a cool spot.
was so funny. There's a lot of reversals, like a lot of fantastic sequences between all 3 men. Um, the ending sequence was Riddle hits a knee strike on Lee, causing him to go down, which sets up AJ for the phenomenal forearm for the win, for the pin. Me and Kyle called this, by the way. We said, or more so, we wanted AJ to be the one to face
Well,
McIntyre.
Riddle hit Lee with like 4 or 5 knees, like
Multiple
consecutively.
knees.
It was, I was like, holy shit, is Riddle gonna pin Keith Lee? You know? And nope.
Nope.
I could, you know what though? Honestly, I kind of wanted, not that I'm mad at AJ winning because I think it makes sense. I was kind of hoping Riddle was going to win because I thought it'd be kind of cool to give him some shine and have him, a title match that whoever won this match was probably going to lose anyway.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, so I didn't want Keith Lee to win the match because of that. Because I want him to win the title when he finally gets there. You know.
No, I mean, that makes sense. Um, well, because of the qualifying matches last week, me and Kyle were like, well, like, no, like, these set up good feuds, like,
Yeah.
Keith Lee and Bobby Lashley. Well, even now, tonight, you could have Riddle also feuding with the Hurt Business. So you could have Lee
Absolutely.
and Riddle be like a tag team, basically. Since they need tag teams.
No, they do. They really do. Yeah, I mean, what tag teams are there? I mean, obviously, Miz and Morrison are going to be tagging, probably. I mean, the New Day in the Hurt Business.
That's like 3. If you even count Miz and Morrison.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you can, but...
Viking Raiders are out because
Yep.
Street Profits, obviously, they're on SmackDown now. Yeah, Jesus, what other tag teams are there on Raw?
You could say Lucha House Party, but they're too busy chasing 24/7 title.
Yeah, they're not really. I mean, they are, but they aren't.
They are, but they aren't. That's
I
a
mean,
good way
Jesus,
to think about it.
you could. I mean, even the Riot Squad, I would consider a tag team, probably for that. To be honest with you, you know, as far as like, Jesus, they would be more of a credible champion or to face the New Day than the Lucha House Party would be. So
my God. Um,
I'm sorry, Lucha House Party, because I like the Lucha House Party. I really do. Especially like when they were on 205 Live all the time and shit. They were fucking killing it, man. I loved them. But they got buried so bad.
well,
So,
yeah, it's
but
awful.
whatever.
It's awful. So Ms. Morrison have an interview basically saying, "Oh well, clearly you trying to turn Sheamus against his friend didn't work. What's your new strategy?" Miz is like, "Oh, we have this," and he like holds up the Money in the Bank briefcase, and it's Charlie, or no, is it Kayla? Fuck.
No, I think it was Charlie. I think you're right. I'm pretty sure
Was
it
it
was
Charlie?
Charlie. Yeah.
She's like, "So you're saying a lot of facts, but you don't really have a plan."
It's true. And she was right. She was totally right.
She's not wrong. I mean, that leads to. I mean, I'll skip the match again for a second. That leads to them going to AJ backstage, who, just won not too long before this. And Morrison has a peach pie because AJ's from Georgia. Jesus. And they're just trying to convince him to, like, help them, like, make sure, like, Drew's, like, incapacitated, whatever. And
Yeah.
they just keep rambling, and AJ's like, all right, I'll help you. And Mrs. like, wow, that was, like, a lot easier than I expected. Because AJ's like, well, it would be a lot easier to beat you than it would be to beat Drew at TLC.
And then Morrison's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's
It's
true.
not wrong.
It was so funny.
Yeah, Georgia.
Nice.
So that the peach pie part just killed me, because then
It was
almost
funny.
was just like, it's not a pie. It's like, didn't he say it's like a cupcake or something?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he said. It's not a pie, it's a cupcake.
Oh my God! But AJ just looked so happy to see that peach pie.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty happy about pie, generally speaking, so I'd be happy about a peach pie.
Makes sense. So before the AJ in the peach pie, we get Dana Brooke taking on Reckoning. I don't know why I can't say her name. It's Mia Yim, because literally in the first 10 seconds she loses her fucking mask. It's Mia Yim.
Yep.
Spoiler for those
Yeah,
who didn't know.
Yeah, just let her go without the mask, man. She looks better without the fucking mask anyway. That mask is dumb.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even with, like, she has, like, the white, like, triangle, like, the diamonds. It looks
That looked
so
dope.
cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Stupid mask. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't even,
was a
it's like,
stupid mask.
clearly it fell off 10 seconds into her match with Dana Brooke. The match wasn't even that long anyways.
Yep.
Like, Ali ends up getting on the apron, trying to distract Dana, and then Mia, I'm not even calling her Reckoning, Mia, like, comes in for a kick, and then gets rolled up.
And,
So
yeah.
Dana pins Mia Yim, Reckoning, whatever, in her Raw debut, after they have hyped up Retribution. Again, this is like them hyping him up, and they lose.
Yeah. This was like
Awful.
This was stupid. Yeah, this was just dumb because I remember thinking to myself right before this match started, I was like, yo, Reckoning, Mia Yim, whatever the fuck I was like, she is the baddest ass member of the group. I'm like, she is going to eat Dana Brooks' lunch. She's going to fuck this bitch up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really like, oh, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be, and then that shit happened. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, man. Retribution just isn't working for me, and it's especially after like she took Dana Brooke out in such an aggressive way and stuff. I was like,
I mean, you could cause, or you could say the argument that Ali cost her the match. You could say that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, after she loses, he's shouting at her, there's no failure in retribution. First of
Yeah,
all, don't
wherever.
yell at her. Keith Lee will eat you. That's her
Yep.
man.
Mm-hmm.
He will legit eat Mustafa Ali.
Oh yeah, there's no question ever about that. Like
That's what I think. I think there needs to be some, like I want to see Keith Lee interact more with Retribution because Dijak, his best friend in NXT, Mia Yim, his girlfriend.
yeah, and you know what? Dijak and him put on fucking instant classics too in
100%.
NXT.
100%.
And when like Keith Lee was feuding with Johnny Gargano and had Mia Yim and Candice LeRae there, gold. That was a really good rivalry. Like, why can't they do something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Because it's Raw.
Either one of those things. Yeah, because it's Raw. You're right. I mean, Jesus.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, and thank God Mercedes Martinez got out of that bullshit. I mean, I don't know what she's doing right now, but
yeah, she sure as hell did not belong in Retribution, especially because she was doing so well down in NXT and was in a hot feud with Rhea Ripley, and then they said, "Ha, okay," took her away.
No, and I thought that was really cool too, because she was part of the Roger Stone brand and all that stuff, and it was
Robert Stone.
Or did I say Roger Stone? My bad.
Roger.
I don't know why I said Robert. I thought that was dope, because I mean, to the point that we've made, URN and I have made over the last few weeks, it'd be really cool to see a woman's stable and stuff. That's what it looked like they were starting to build. Yeah, and then it was nah. Just out of the blue too. It was really weird.
Yeah, we could have an hour-long rant of us just talking about all the shit they've done wrong.
Yeah.
In the past year alone, put it in the box.
Jesus.
Before we talk about McIntyre's interview leading into the main event, Riddle's backstage after his loss, and MVP comes up to him, and he's like, "Oh, losing sucks, doesn't it?" And Riddle's like, "Well, I mean, at least I qualified."
Yeah.
Because your boy Bobby didn't. And then he starts pitching him ideas again.
Weed bros.
Weed bro. Or no, lawn bros.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Because he's like, yo, you hate weeding, right? We'll come over. You won't even have any weed in your house anymore, basically. You got the munchies? No problem. We'll bring over some food, too. It was like...
We'll partner with Duncan. Bro nuts.
There you go. Bro nuts. That's what it was.
And MVP's like, listen, your ideas are stupid. And then Riddle's like, aw. Because that's what he got. That's what he did last week and made MVP almost crack. Because he just went, aw. So he did it twice and gets in MVP's face. And then Bobby Lashley comes out of nowhere and just puts him in the hurt lock and just ragdolls him for a few seconds. And then they walk away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I like it.
If we get more interactions with Riddle being a stoner trying to just be pitching people his ideas, I'm in.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so funny.
It's ridiculous.
I love it. And I mean, I think him and Bobby Lashley put on a banger too, you know what I mean? I mean, Riddle's super legit in the ring too, man. And I think that, Lashley would complement that style pretty well because, I mean, he's a, big, crazy looking guy that knows MMA too, from what I understand. So,
yeah, I mean, Savannah said Riddle needs to have an encounter with R-Truth. Yes.
That would be perfect.
Oh my god, yes.
That would be perfect.
That's exactly what needs to happen.
That would be the never-ending segment if it happens, I think.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
It would be though. I'm about it.
That'd be comedy gold. I'm 100% about it. So before the main event, Drew McIntyre has an interview, basically saying that it feels good to be champ, and how like 2020's been his year. These past 2 weeks, he's been like a man of his word. He said he was gonna Claymore the head off Randy Orton. He did. He said he was gonna humble Roman. He did. And he brought up the fact that next time him and Roman go toe to toe, like because it's inevitable at this point. Roman won the battle, but Drew's gonna win the war. Haha.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about he has no direct quote. He has no beef with AJ. Direct quote. But the match is going to be phenomenal. And he's like, I see what I did there.
Yeah.
And then he briefly says that he tells Miz not to cash in because the briefcase is the only thing making him relevant right now.
Oh, that was perfect, man. That was the best shade I've ever heard Drew McIntyre throw. Because it, like, I mean, I love the Miz. Don't get me wrong, but like, where's the lie?
There's no lie.
You know,
0 lies detected.
Mm-hmm.
So the main event, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre taking on Miz and Morrison, AJ Styles and almost I still don't know how to pronounce
The
his name.
biggest man in the world, Jesus Christ,
Such a large man. AJ's on commentary and he's kind of just standing behind AJ. This match, we're talking about hard hitting matches.
Mm-hmm.
Drew and Sheamus on the same team.
Jesus Christ.
Like, okay, aggressively. Yeah. McIntyre's literally throwing Miz and Morrison across the ring.
Mm-hmm.
McIntyre ends up like getting the hot tag after Sheamus is isolated for quite a bit, like from before the commercial break until a little after the commercial break, and then McIntyre has Miz set up for Claymore, but Sheamus is like, no, I want in. And he's like doing the thing like he does when he's getting ready to do the brogue. And Morrison pulls him off the apron, throws him over the barricade. And then AJ said, alright, I'm done with this. He gets off commentary, hits a phenomenal forearm, causing a DQ because he hits McIntyre. He tells Morrison to hit. He was like, hit your finisher. Morrison hits Starship Pain. Miz hits Skull Crushing Finale. And AJ's like, cash in. I'm begging you. And he's like, he wants him to cash in.
Yeah.
And Miz is like, no. Well, at first,
I didn't
he's like,
understand
no.
why he wouldn't.
Yeah, like.
I was like, this is perfect, bro.
Even Morrison was like, this is, like, do it.
Yeah.
And Miz finally, like, he's like, yeah, you're right. And he's about to, like, do, like, the handoff and everything. McIntyre gets up, starts beating up Morrison.
Yep.
Hits the Claymore on Miz, and there's a nice stare down between him and AJ. And freaking almost grabs AJ and just picks him up,
Yeah.
puts him on his shoulder, and AJ, being on top of this large man's shoulder, trash talking the entire time.
Oh, I love that.
He's
I
like,
loved it.
you're lucky he's holding me back.
I know. It was so good.
Like, AJ, sweetie. Sweetie.
I might talk shit in that situation, to be honest with you. So, you know, and I'm not AJ Styles. So
That is correct. You are not AJ Styles. Imagine if you were. This would be a completely different thing.
I wouldn't be doing this podcast. I'd probably be, you know, taking a shower, maybe getting ready to, you know, go to bed. I don't know. Whatever
Eating
the fuck
that peach
AJ
pie?
Styles is doing. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes, thank you, Savannah. Drew calls them jack off in the beanstalk.
Oh yeah. That was so good. So good.
That was like the cherry on top for a pretty good Raw.
Oh, for Raw, this was a great show, really, I think, because like the only things that I don't think worked really tonight were the retribution segments. Other than that, like it was pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, Retribution, kind of over it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
Hurt Business versus New Day, I'm also kind of sick of, but they don't have tag teams, so I can't even be mad.
yep.
What were you gonna say?
I mean, depending on where you fall on the Lana thing, I can understand how you might, not you, but how people may not like what happened there or, get behind that. I think that's a little polarizing. I like it, but I can understand why you wouldn't,
Yeah, I mean, I'm behind Lana. It's just, I don't know. The whole women's division situation is just,
Yeah. Especially on Raw right now. It's not
yeah,
very good.
because you have Asuka tied up in this tag team feud, basically.
Yep.
Like, no, no,
Yeah.
no more double
Yeah.
champs for a long time. They
Yeah, I
overplayed their
know.
hand.
They really did. And it wasn't just like Raw and SmackDown and all that. I mean, they did it on NXT too with Keith Lee.
To be fair, Keith Lee was double champ for a week before he dropped.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying that
But
like
it's overplayed.
yeah, I mean there was obviously Bailey and Sasha,
Becky Becky started
Becky.
it.
Yeah. Well, I mean just recently, yeah. I mean Becky and Sasha, they had the belts, the double belts, for a month the two of them did.
Mm-hmm.
So, wasn't there somebody else that had two belts for a minute too? I don't know, maybe not. But whatever, I hear you. It's kind of been it's been overdone in WWE right now, for sure. There's
Yeah.
been a lot of double champs.
So they gotta cut it with the double champs. For now. At least.
Yep. I agree.
Anything you want to say before we sign off?
Hey, smoke weed every day. That's all I want to say.
You're the worst. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. You can follow the show on Twitter at SmackDrawPod.
Blue cheese.
Stop.
Thank you, Savannah.
Do not follow Kevin anywhere.
Do not follow him anywhere. You'll follow me into a blue cheese factory if you do.
Stop.
Yo, I didn't work in a blue cheese factory, but I legitimately did work in a cheese factory when I was going to college, like during summers and stuff. It was the worst, but it was decent money for a college kid.
I can't with you, Kevin.
Yeah, you can, because you just did.
No, I get to do this two more times this week with you.
I love it.
Yeah, so check out Wednesday night after AEW. You can catch me, Kev, and RN doing the Dynamite recap.
Dynamite's gonna be a banger this week too. I'm really excited.
Yeah, because we get Mox and Omega.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation though.
Yeah. Well, the rest of the card looks good too, though. So but that alone, Jesus Christ, man.
That's yeah. So stay tuned. Again, twitch.tv/putting you over. We will be there Wednesday night. This will be up Tuesday morning, or it might already be up, depending on when you watch this. So youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. Thank you guys for watching and listening. We greatly appreciate it, and we will see you Wednesday. Bye-bye.